Hello.
Hello.
My name is Matt Shadley.
My name is Bree.
You've probably seen me in such things as Turkey Day Hunt.
Turkey Day Hunt.
You weren't in that one.
Oh.
All right, so we started this thing a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. I don't remember. Called Talk Recap. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time on these little videos recapping you on what we talked about on Wednesdays and also sometimes Sunday. And but mainly it's for your parents to see what we're talking about. And there'll be some humor if it's funny.
A little bit, if we're funny. But, I mean, that's really up to you.
I looked into the light. I can't see anything.
I know, it's very
blinding.
So
Bree spoke last night.
Yes, I did.
It was our second week on Grace.
Second week.
And she talked about the prodigal son.
The prodigal son.
That's what I said.
No, he didn't.
And so this guy, he lived in the city.
No, he didn't.
Okay, good.
He lived in out in the country.
Okay, so he went to his dad, and he told his dad, give me your money or else.
Well, I don't think he pulled a gun on him or anything. He just wanted his inheritance.
But in asking for his inheritance, he was basically saying, Dad, I wish you were dead.
Pretty much.
Not cool.
No,
anyway, so he spent all his money, and then he started working as a slave, and he was so hungry he wanted to eat the pig's iPods.
Yeah. No, it was the pig's pods.
The pod? What's a pod?
Well, that's an excellent question. Look it up on dictionary.com.
So he wanted to eat pods out of the pig's troughs.
But then he realized that his father's servants got more food than he did out of the pods.
So he asked for his job back, kind of, as son.
As a son.
And his dad showed him grace. And that's kind of like how God shows grace for us. And then Bree was telling me about... showed us this her favorite verse.
Yeah, my
which
favorite
talks
verse.
about how something God uses your weaknesses,
it's 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Something.
And it says, but he said to him, my grace is sufficient for you, and my power is made perfect in weakness.
So, in other words, God uses even your weak points, and with his grace, uses it for his glory. And so then Bree showed us this skit from a song by Lifehouse called Anything.
No, it's called Everything.
Oh.
Everything.
And it was about, I don't know, there was a tree and a cow.
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
It was actually one of my favorite pictures of grace that I see. And this video was Jesus breathing life into a girl, and she was having to deal with all of the sins of the world that were pulling at her, and it reaches the climax, and she just goes back to God, and God just accepts her and takes her back, even though she turned her back on him. And that's the picture of grace that I love seeing in that video. So.
I think that the more we live, the longer we live, the more God's grace overwhelms us. The more that we need to be forgiven from, the more his grace nails us between the eyes. So that's an awesome video. If you've never seen it, parents especially, it's called the Lifehouse Everything skit. Check it out. It's great.
It's really cool.
Anyway, Bree, thank you. It was great to hear your heart on grace. And then you told a story in the zone about your dad forgiving you for running away from home as a little tyke.
Yes.
And
little tyke.
Basically, that was an awesome picture of grace because you expected to be punished. You expected to lose privileges or be grounded or something. And he said, you know what, I love you, and you're forgiven.
Yeah.
And just when you described that was really good.
Yeah, and the picture of grace that I always see in my dad when he showed me that was the fact that I didn't deserve it. Grace is unmerited mercy that God is willing to give us. And it's not just the really intense forgiveness. It's the love and the adoration that we're his children. And he chooses to lavish his grace on us. So, yep, that's my story of grace.
Some of the greatest pictures of grace in the Bible are the parables Jesus told. So next week, we will wrap up the series with more pictures of Jesus explaining grace, and who else to describe grace than the inventor of grace.
Yes.
So, works well. So, till next time, be true to your school. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Or is it stay in school?
Dare to say no to drugs.
Dare to share.
Oh.
But not sharing drugs.
Jesus.
Share Jesus.
Yes.
Dare to share.
We'll have to edit this one.
Okay.
We'll leave it. It'll be fun.